What's up, y'all? It is your boy, Uriah, the real Uriah, back here with another video. Before we get into the video about how my ex took all of my math skills, I want y'all to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and go down into the description below and check out my TikTok and my Instagram page, sorry, and they will pop up on the screen also if that's a lot easier for you there if you want to go and see more. Yeah, basically this video is basically like leading into another bigger video that I will do after this. Basically, me losing all the color that I would wear to school and trading it in for a much darker, and y'all won't get it until like I tell you about everything else. First, I want to talk about this, and then maybe I think there's like another video or something like that before. I don't know, but it leads into another video, and I'll let you know when that video is there or not. But right now, I just posted the Connect with Me video. Go ahead and go check that out, and go connect with your boy. I'm not gonna make this a long intro. I learned my lesson. All right, so let's get into the video. Thanks. Middle school years. All right, so basically I already told you guys about my high school experience and how, like, I didn't want to be there because of, I barely knew anybody there. But before I got into that foreign land, let me tell you about the land that I knew, while I was a kid growing up. I went to Buchanan Middle School, which was a cool middle school, I guess. What was my first thought about it? Because like I wasn't really thrown into, like something. I moved around a lot, so because of certain situations in the family, so I moved around a lot. Not dropped out of school, but I was picked up. I was plucked from one school, put into another school, back into that school, and then over here, and then over there. But I believe around this time, before we moved down to South Tampa, I was still in middle school, and we lived around there. Yes, we did. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So in this middle school year, I still lived over there near Buchanan Middle School. So it was cool. I think I was coming from another school within that area, so it wasn't a hard transition for me or whatever. So now we established that, I was there for all 4 years. Now, I think this happened in the second year of middle school. Don't quote me, because I'm not pulling out those yearbooks and, going through that. But, you know what? No, that's a bad idea. I had an idea of like putting my middle school photo on a post, but ooh, god darn it, now I gotta do it. Dang it. Okay, so basically, sorry, I got sidetracked, I got excited, but check it out. So I'm not gonna say any names during this, video, because that's not the purpose of the video. That is never, one thing about me, I will never speak. If I'm going to speak about somebody, I'm not going to put them in a bad light, because that's not the point of this video. That's not the point of me talking to you guys or anything like that. Anybody I talk about, I either will just not talk to anymore, or stuff like that. But basically, no names. Just know that I have dated other girls before her and after her. So this is my second year in middle school, and I was in math class. All right, check it. So, math class wasn't the. I would like to say, okay. I'm not looking at the talking points because I don't want to mess up my memory. So, I was pretty good at math before she came. I was really good at math. when I was in elementary, I was really good at science and reading, and then I went into my middle school, and then I was really good at math and science, and so I was pretty, getting up there with, my favorite subjects being math almost. So, I was at the top of the class. I was one of the people at the top of the class, I would like to say. And but I feel like there was another class. There was two other classes. Okay, bet. So there was also language arts that I had before math class. Now language arts, I had a really cool teacher. I think his name was Mr. Neely. I want to say he was super awesome. He was super funny. But I was doing pretty good in this class, I would like to say. And then there was PE. I always liked PE, showing out all day, every day for PE. Yeah, it was super fun. And oh yes, Buchanan is a when I went there, it was a uniform school, so that was pretty much all the stuff I needed to tell you guys, so y'all can enjoy the story. Another thing, before I get deeper into the story, the reason that I'm talking about this is because one, it leads into a bigger story about something that happens in that year. It's a whole funny story, but one thing leads to another, let's say that. But I found out recently, that I'll probably say that after. Yeah, I'll say that after. But so let's just get into it, Uriah. Come on, let's go. So, I'm not sure. Being a new person in class, there will be eyes on you. There will be, mummers, questions, this and a third. Speaking from experience, because for some reason, a lot of people thought I was gay when I was a new kid. Now I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm a lot of people, I don't know. Y'all tell me, is it just like the way I look or something? Is it the way that I, move or something like that? I don't know, because people say I'm a little flamboyant or whatever, but I'm not gay. But a lot of people thought I was gay until I started dating girls. So, I don't know why I needed to say that. Yes, because people, would have prejudgments about you, this and the third, being the new kid. So, when she was the new kid, I first saw her in language arts because that's the first class that I think I had her in. Now, I saw her, she was cool, you know what I mean? What did I get myself into? She was cool or whatever, so I didn't know much about her. She, I feel like I should give her a name. No, there's because if I do give her a name, then there's just some. I'm not gonna say that because that'll make me look bad. But anyway, we're just all right. We're gonna the girl that stole. If I ever talk about her in the future projects, just know that's the girl that stole my math skills. So, she was cool or whatever. I don't think we talked much. She dropped in, I would like to say, in the middle of the school year from somewhere. She was really cool, Yeah, she was really cool. And then I saw her in math class. I would like to say she was seated near me or in front of me or something like that. I'm the lucky guy, you know what I mean? She was, and then I got to have her in PE. So around this time, I think that she already established her over time. She already established her friend group or this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? There was a lot of trying to find the words. I don't want to say. there was a lot of ghetto girls that she hung around, So, not my type of crowd, you know what I mean? Well, I could fit in anywhere. Let's say that, but it's just not my preferred, crowd or whatever. So, over time, somehow, some way, I became one of her friends. It was me, her, and another guy. Not her main friend group, but her people she talked to, this and the third, here, around there. Now, over time, I started catching feelings for her, this and the third, and I wanted to ask her out. I've been wanting to ask her out for a while. I've been, I've been smiling a lot, this and the third, or whatever. So, getting nervous around her, this and the third. I'm like, one day I gotta ask her out. One day I just gotta ask her out. And memories are flowing back, I promise you. This is bad. This is not good. Valentine's Day rolls around, the day of Cupid, the day of love, and I think I had my mom buy me this one little candygram or something like that. I don't know. It had. I'm cringing so bad right now, y'all. This is bad. This is bad, bro. I don't like this at all. But I would like to say that she had a candygram or whatever, and I had a little note. I had a little note to to confess my feelings, towards her, but it was anonymous though. It was an anonymous thing. So, and then I was like, it was in Mr. Neely's class. I want to say it was in Mr. Neely's class, and everybody's talking to each other, this and the third, and she's like, I forget how she got it. I don't know how. I'm a very dramatic person, so it would not be out of the realm of possibility that I got one of my friends or someone to give it to her and say it was not from me, or this and the third. She genuinely did not know who it was, so I would like to say it was someone that I did trust. So, I'm in Miss Neely's class. I'm just chilling. I'm a little nervous. I'm like looking at her, opening and reading this stuff. I'm like, whoa, look at that. What she got there? What you got? What you got there? What you got in your hands there? She was like, it's a note, from a anonymous. I'm like, oh, wow. I don't know what was my response, bro. I did not plan this out. Perfectly. So, I don't know what happened. What happens next, kind of just hits every boy that has, a crush on a girl, in a crazy spot, because you are put in a position where, you can't really win, So this should have been my first red flag, but I'm jumping ahead because, well, let me go ahead and go to math class. She was still talking about trying to figure out who the anonymous person was because it was bugging her. And next period we had PE. So I just was like, hey, how you doing? I'm Mr. Anonymous, Brothers, if you've been here, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. She said, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy because, like, I see you as a brother and stuff. Sorry, y'all, I was being dramatic. I dropped the mic. I'm sorry if that hurt your ears, but yeah. She said she said she saw me as a brother. And then she said she would think about it. My happy ass was like, yay, she will think about it. There's a possibility. 50-50. You know what I mean? This is when I was still optimistic. You know what I mean? Well, I'm still a little optimistic, you know, with the Lord, you know. But you know, that should have been my red flag right there. I would have been like, oh, okay, my bad. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I hope you enjoy the candy, this and the third. Don't mind ripping or burning that, you know, no, don't worry about it. You know, sis or whatever. Or whatever. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But, you know, I told her this before the whole PE class really started. So it was like a free day. It was like a free day since it was like Valentine's Day. So, you know, basically, the coach was talking to us. We were on like two bleachers. There was like one bleachers right here, another bleachers right here. And I was on this one, she was on that one. I think all boys over here, all girls over here. I think that's what it was. And she was looking at me, I was looking at her, but we weren't really talking. But the coach was basically saying, like, you got a free day, go ahead, go have fun, don't do anything stupid, basically. So, you know, I'm just like walking the track, you know, thinking about, you know, if she's gonna say yes or if she's gonna say no. And then I had one person in that class that spoke to me that doesn't really speak to me, but you know, we are cool. He was just one of those people that, like, we're cool, but like we're not like a friend group or anything like that. But you know, it's one of those, like, I don't want to say I was like, well, I was a nerd, I will say that, but he was also in math class also, and he was also in language arts. You know, like I said, in middle school, you kind of, you know, get put in a class, and all 4 years, y'all grow up together. Y'all end up talking to a person that y'all don't really talk to. So he was like the basketball guy. He was the athletic guy. As a nerd, I was athletic too. I was up there with them too also. I just never participated because of everything that happened, that goes on at home. So, you know, I think it's Keon. I think that's his name. You know, he gave me some W advice. You know, he was like, Uriah, don't do it, brother. Don't do it. I'm speaking to you because, you know, I've been this, that, and the third. I wasn't really listening to him. You know what I mean? If let's stop this story right here. I know I'm not the only one who wishes that there was a time machine where they could go back into time and, you know, change history, you know, free slaves and assassinate Hitler and choke your younger self out so he or she would not make a certain mistake. You know what I mean? Sorry, I got a little carried away there, but I didn't listen to a word that he said, basically. And I remember this. Basically, when class is almost done, I noted, like, I was walking the track that whole time, you know, listening to Keon, and, you know, just talk like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. And the bell is almost about to ring. I'm just like nervous, but I peep that she is like walking with her friends, that her friend group that she hung out with, you know, this and the third. So basically, one of her friends walked over and she was like, "Hey, yo, bro," I was about to say her name. Oh my gosh, I gotta watch this video carefully. Make sure I don't say her name, because this is gonna be ending badly. But you know, I'm not gonna leave it. I gotta bleep or whatever. This and the third. But you know, one of her friends was like, "Hey, yo, she wants to talk to you," and I'm like, "Bet." And then Keon was like, "Don't go over there, Uriah. Don't do it." Da, 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 da. Now, if y'all don't know, I was a track star back in middle school. I was one of the athletic nerds. You know what I mean? You don't really see a lot of athletic nerds. You know what I mean? But I was one of them. I'm being dead serious. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cap. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. You know what I mean? If I was ass, I'm gonna let y'all know I was ass at something. You know what I mean? But I was extremely fast. I was a lot skinnier. I was a lot skinnier, and you know, I didn't know how skinny I was until now. Looking back, I was like, dang, give that nigga a burger. But you know, I ate a lot. It was just the metabolism and PE and stuff like that. But we're getting off subject, Uriah. My bad. All right, get back to it. Basically, I just took off. I was just, you know, my name is Uriah Murray, and I'm the fastest nigga alive. Okay, so basically, I got there, and she was like, "I'll go out with you." And you know, I was like all happy. I was dancing around, you know, this and the third. I was all sweaty and musky, you know what I mean? This is middle school. Leave me alone. All right. So basically, you know, I'm excited, you know, this and the third. And then, like, I get so excited that I start walking off. And I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell? And then there's a bunch of girls that's like, you ain't gonna give her a hug, this and the third. You ain't gonna give her a hug or anything, you right? You ain't gonna give her a hug. You ain't gonna, like, there's a lot of those people, you know, doing a lot of that. That kind of aggravated me, made me nervous. And I was like, oh yeah, let me go give her a hug. I skip over there and I give her a hug. And you know, I was happy. And then I'm like happy. I'm skipping. I'm jumping. I'm this and the third. I feel like Superman. You know what I mean? I'm using all my athletic ability to show my excitement. And I grabbed my bag and I needed to run it off, because PE was like the final period and I needed to run it off. I was like, I felt like I could fly. You know what I mean? So here's when everything starts going downhill. On that same day, I'm running, I'm happy, this and the third. I told you, it was me, her, and some other dude that was like the trio in math class, and you know, we hung out together. So when it's math class, it was us three goofing around, this and the third. So I'm running. I see old dude that's in the same group. I'm not gonna say his name, but you know, what I will say about him is he's one of those dudes that, if you think I'm flamboyant, you would think the other dude is gay. You know what I mean? If you think I'm flamboyant, then he takes it up a whole 100% notch. You know what I mean? I'd never question about it or anything like that, but you know, he's the type of dude that hangs around girls, and the girls like to hang around him. Not the looks or anything like that. It was just because I can't explain it. I don't know. I've never been in that position. So, you know. But, I'm skipping. I'm jumping. I'm running. And he sees me. I see him. He sees my big face. I see him with roses and chocolate or whatever. And I'm like, hey, what's going on, bro? This and the third. He was like, what's going on, Uriah? I'm like, you know, I'm happy, bro. I'm not single anymore, bro. And he was like, word, that's what's up, you know, this and the third. And he was like, why you got the roses and the chocolates, bro? He was like, bro, I'm about to ask out the girl. You, the are we talking about the same person? Like, is there another person by that name that goes here? You know what I mean? Or are you talking about the one that we both associate with? You know what I mean? He was like, yeah. Oh no. You know what I mean? Like, he was cool. I never really saw him as like my boy. You know what I mean? Like, he was cool. You know what I mean? I didn't want to break his feelings. I didn't want to break his heart. He had roses and chocolate ready to ask her out after I already got a yes. So, you know, I think they ride on the same bus together. I think that's what it is. So, I don't remember what I told him. I was like, bro, I don't know if I told him I already asked her out and she said yes, or something like that. I don't know. But he was upset. So I think I told him. I think I went ahead and told him, broke the news to him. You know, or I said just go talk to her or something. I don't know. But, you know, whatever happened on that bus ride there, or whatever happened, you know, December 3rd. So, you know, that happened. The dynamic shifted, I would like to say. He didn't really want to talk to me anymore. You know what I mean? He was a lot more sad. A lot more girls hung around him, or wanted to, like, a lot of the girls started looking at me different, even though I didn't talk. I'm like, how am I supposed to get mad for letting my heart choose who it wants to choose? So, you know, so that started, you know, happening. So, you know, now, how long have we dated? I have no idea. Honestly, guys, one thing you need to know, one thing you don't, if you don't know about me, I'll let you know. I'm a relationship guy. I don't stay in single for a long time unless I really want to be single for a long time. I'm a relationship guy. I have always dated with the intent of, like, I would like to marry this girl somewhere down the road, or I'd like to see if I would like to, you know, I feel like, you know, this is, you know, that's a whole nother story. Basically, you know, from a young child, I've always set out a journey to, like, find that one. And, you know, that's another story, maybe for the podcast. But, you know, when I date, I'm all in, I'm all serious, you know, this and the third, you know. So I would definitely not a year. I would like that. This is definitely not a year. Yeah, definitely not a year. I don't know. But so basically, the trio in math or whatever, the whole thing shifted or whatever. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. You know what I mean? I had my first should I say this? Yeah, it's middle school. I was young. All right, I had my first French kiss with her. She was the first person I ever done that with, and you know, that was, you know, I felt like she was disappointed. That was disappointing. She had a blueberry ring on. So anyway, we're gonna go past that because I'm cringing now. Now that was like, so we've been together for a while, this and the third, and then stuff starting to happen. All right, okay, so basically, um, everything started falling apart. Now, I'd like to say that it happened on Spirit Week, during Spirit Week. I know that, or it was Spirit Friday. I don't know. Yeah, it was my birthday. It was my birthday, y'all. I had a nice fit on. I came to school in my Spirit Week outfit or whatever. I wanted to like coordinate, but I looked like a blood, y'all, like a gang member, bro. That was not a smart idea, but I never put that fit on ever again after, we were on campus. It was patio, class has not started yet. We got there a little bit early, this on the third. She's walking up towards me, this on the third. I'm like, hey, how's it going? This on the third. I try to give her a hug. She gives me one of them side. I'm like, oh, okay, it's all good, this on the third. And she said, we need to talk, this on the third. She has her friends near her. They were there. So I'm talking to her. I'm like, hey, what's going on? This on the third. And she was like, I break up with you. And she walks away with her girls. And the girls are patting me on the back like, it's all good. This on the third. I'm like, I was speechless. But then here's the thing though. Like later, like, everybody's finding out this on the third. Everybody's like, happy birthday, this on the third. She didn't know it was my birthday that day. She didn't know. She found out later. I don't know when. She was like, oh shit. Da 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 da. It is what it is. But, old dude that was from the trio was laughing his ass off. This on the third. Laughing. No, nigga, it's not even you. You know what? It was what it was. You know what I mean? I stopped wearing a lot of colorful stuff after that. You know what I mean? I started. Our school stuff was like black, gray, and purple. I don't know if there's anything else. And there was like one red Spirit shirt, I want to say. I don't know. But I mainly started wearing black after that. Cause that was crazy, you know what I mean? And yeah. Basically, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna skip a whole segment there. I'm gonna skip this segment and save it for the next video. But after the breakup, I didn't pay as much attention in class anymore. I was just like, I was a little depressed. I was walking around a little depressed, a little bit sad, you know what I mean? I was down, this and the third. Cause that one hit me hard. On my birthday, dog. On my birthday, for real, dog. Really? You couldn't have. You know what? It happened. You know what I mean? And basically, I didn't pay as much since tests started to come out and stuff like that, and I started failing. My math skills was plummeting. But hers, she had perfect. She was perfect. Her math skills were going up. This and the third. But not long after our breakup, I can't put a number on it. It's been years since this happened, but I was at home, suspended, and Keon texted me. Oh man, Keon is a real one, bro. Keon is a real one, bro. Keon is a real one. Cuzzo texted me. He was like, "Hey yo, bro, what you doing?" or something like that. I don't know. I was on my bed, suspended, so I wasn't really doing anything. But he was like, "Yeah, so check it, bro. What I'm about to tell you, don't get upset." This kind of stuff. I'm like, when you hear that, you know it's about to be some bull, bro. You know it's about to be some bull, bro. You gotta, when you hear that, you gotta, like, your body is just ready to react. When you hear that, your body is ready to react. Like when your girlfriend's like, "We need to talk," your body is ready to react. You don't know if you're ready to jump through the window and go attack someone, or you're about to just be like, "Oh, okay, it's that." You know what I mean? You don't know what you're about to do. So I'm like, "Okay, bro, I got you. I'm suspended, so if I was gonna do anything, I can some depressing stuff." I was like, "It doesn't even matter. Like, the night always comes." I don't know, bro. I was Robert Pattinson Batman, bro. I was basically mad. My bad, y'all. For some reason my camera stopped or whatever. But basically, sorry. That was a whole joint right there. But basically, he sends me a photo. And it's the girl on one of my boys' lap. So she wasn't on the one of the trio's laps. No, like, she never dated him. I don't think, for whatever reason. I don't know. She never dated him. But this is a whole different dude. He was athletic like me, but I was more athletic than him. I was a lot faster than him, but he always gave me his props. I always gave him his props. You know what I mean? We were cool. We were tight. I mess with dude. I don't know how long after, but it was not that long. I promise you, it was not that long after she broke up with me. So the only reason I'm mentioning Keon is because he's a real one. He deserves his name in the Hall of Fame of real ones. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. I was livid. I was furious. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get suspended again. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I was just like, I was hot. I was upset because it was with him. You know what I mean? Like, I never got deep with old dude, like spoke to him about my whole life story or anything like that. It was, strictly like PE joint, this and the 30, So okay. I'll get to that at the end of the video. But basically I spoke to him. I was on some Batman joint. I was like, take care of her. Take care of her, or else, or something like that. I literally like it was one of those things that I I grabbed him, I pulled him in, and I paused on what I'm about to pause. I whispered, I was like, take care of her or something. I don't remember, bro. I was on that type of timing. You know what I mean? But after our breakup, here's the crazy thing. After our breakup, I don't know if this is weird. This might be weird. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. But it was one of those things. Like after our breakup, I could smell when she was. This is gonna be weird, bro. I know this is gonna be bad. I could smell when she was on campus and when she wasn't on campus. Like if you wanted to know if she was at school or not, I could tell you, because I could smell her perfume when she gets off the bus. It's just one of those things. Now, if I'm weird for that, if my nose picks up on that, my nose picks up on that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it there. I like. It's not, whenever. My friends would clown me on this, but it is what it is. But over time, it died out. My depression, like, it wasn't. I don't know why I acted like that. Probably because she was like my first whatever. First French kiss. Say it, Uriah. Say it with your chest. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I was acting like that. Well, after, because it wasn't like, out of X amount of people that I, actually cared about. Not actually cared about. That was the wrong words. But was she? Probably because I thought that she was my first, one, but that is incorrect. She was my first experience, with the French, kiss, but there was a lot more, after her. So, not like y'all. Sorry, I don't really want to talk about this anymore. That's pretty much what you see right now. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. Basically, this is the intro into the next one. So basically, I lost the girl. My math skills started plummeting. Basically, almost all my skills started plummeting, besides PE. I don't know. I think the coach intimidated me into like playing, or not, playing the game or whatever. But or I don't know. Certain things I would give my all in. Other things I wouldn't give my all in. So that was So basically, my grades started plummeting or whatever. Like my math grades were just horrid. I think I had to go to like a camp after that. I would like to say. I don't know. I'm not sure. But so around this time, I'm sitting in class. So this is for the next video. Get y'all hyped for the next video. So I'm sitting in class, all black on, this on the third, not really worrying about what the math teacher had going on the board or whatever. And apparently there's been rumors. Apparently, like, for some reason, dude had beef with me that I didn't know about. He's been talking all about me and I never heard about it. This dude made sure that certain people heard what they heard and not other people heard, because if it got back to me a lot sooner, it would have happened a lot sooner. But he was that type of dude. And I'm talking about the dude that was a part of the trio. He was talking crap about me for whatever reason. Honestly, to this day, I don't know why he was upset with me. Because if it was about me asking old girl out on Valentine's Day, it probably would have happened a lot later or whatever. I don't know. Or after our breakup, it would have happened there. I don't know. But, I was still dealing with it. And she was with another guy at that point. So, and this happened around there. So, I don't know. But I'm sitting in class. The class is about to end. and somebody was like, "Hey, Uriah, why are you scared? This and the third. Why you let him talk? This and the third." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? I was in my Batman mode. You know what I mean? What are you talking about, bro? He was like, "Oh, old dude wants to fight with you. This and the third." I'm like, I never heard anything about this. He was like, "For real? Yo, he wants to fight." This is an instigator, by the way. I don't know who instigated this. I don't know who, but it's just one of those things. Like, you gotta make a decision here. You know what I mean? And old dude, he talked so much. He talked so much in life, in class, but he was so quiet when they started telling me this. That's why I say that he told like certain people that won't go back to me that, "Hey, yo, he wants to fight you, this and the third, da, da, da. Talk about he'll beat you, this and the third, da, 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 da." What I said next changed how people look at me. But we're gonna get into that next video. But that's the next video. Basically, that's why I wanted to cover this first before I went into that one. So, now here's the little segment I wanted. Basically, me being me now, what's in my heart now. Keon is a real one. Keon is a real one. Let's start there. Keon is a real one. He didn't have to go out his way to, speak to me and talk to me about not following through this and that. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do that, but he did. That makes him a real one. Those people you should keep around in your life. Listen to what they're saying, because they probably been through what you're about to go through, and that would have saved me a lot. The dude that she ended up with, I don't think she's with him to this day. I don't know. I'm not sure, but we were cool, but he didn't have any loyalty to me, and we weren't friends like that. He didn't owe me anything. You know what I mean? And I was, I think that's why I was not really upset with him. You know what I mean? I was probably more upset with her because she knew that, but he didn't owe anything to me. He didn't owe, not pursuing this girl, on my behalf. You know what I mean? But he did like apologize. He should have. He said he should have asked or whatever. This and the third. It wasn't. A bit. That's how I knew he was a good person, because like it wasn't like any malicious intent or anything. That's and the third. Now, I'm not even going to get into that. Here I am. Get away from that. All right. So I'll probably talk about that later, bro. So he's good, all good in my books. This and the third. I don't see him as a bad person or anything like that. Now, is there anybody else I want to cover before I get to her? No, I don't think so. It was just mainly those two characters. Oh, now the dude, the one of the trio. What can I say about him? He was. I'm just gonna go off a limb here. He was hurt. He was hurt from, me and her being together. I would like to say. I don't know. I honestly, like I said, I don't know what made him upset or anything like that. But if it was that, honestly, he never talked to me about what made him upset. So, if I had to say I would say that. But, it was just one of those. It's just one of those things. Like, you could be hurt. This and the third. But you could either be jealous or upset with somebody, or you can wish the best for certain people. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that you have to like the person to wish them the best or anything like that. That doesn't mean that. It just means that, you acknowledge that whatever is happening, it's out of your control, and you wish the best for them, and you don't, wish any ill or intent towards them or anything like that. So, all these people that I've talked about, I don't wish any ill intent or anything like that. Like I said, like certain people I just don't talk to anymore because I don't want to talk to or put myself in any position. Where certain people I just lost contact, not because I wanted to, but because, we grew older, we grew a lot more apart. I became like probably a side character in their stories. So, it is what it, or just characters. But now her. I don't think she's a bad person. I'll say that. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's a bad person. Sorry, I said that a lot. Sorry, I don't really know. I wish her the best. You know what I mean? I wish her, the guy that she was with, I don't know if she's with him today, old dude from the trio, Keon, all of them the best. You know what I mean? Especially her. I heard that, she had a baby, December 3rd. I don't know if she's watching this. If you are, congratulations on your baby, and I pray that he or she is happy. I pray that you and your family are happy and gain wealth to and you reach your goals. So I'm happy that she's I would like I would like to say that's life changing. That's pretty exciting. You know what I mean? So, I'm happy for her. Yeah, that's pretty much I got to say about that. But lessons I've learned is like probably from my journey that I was on while I was in school. God was probably showing me that she was not the one, right one, December 3rd for me to be with, December 3rd. And, look at it. She has a whole kid with a person, has a whole family. And, I'm happy in a relationship. So, yeah. So, everything kind of works out. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. So, yeah, so basically I wish I would have paid a lot more attention in middle school, got good grades and stuff like that, not worried about, her being with, other people or this and the third. So yeah, that's pretty much my takeaway. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? That I think that's what I most absolutely believe, that everything does happen for a reason, even though we don't understand in that moment in time. But that is pretty much it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and tune in next Monday for another video that I will be dropping, continuing what I was talking about for the beginning of the other joint. So make sure to go check out the last video, the video that I posted today about connecting with me. Yes, make sure to go connect with me so y'all can understand who I am and get more power and get ready for other exciting stuff that I will be bringing. So yeah. Alright, if you made it to the end of the video, I want to do a little short prayer with you guys. If y'all would kindly bow your heads and close your eyes. God, thank you for teaching me to guard my energy and protect my focus. For anyone watching who lost themselves in love, help them remember who they were before the pain. Remind them that their gifts are still in them, waiting to shine again. In Jesus' name, we all pray. Amen. So, that's pretty much the end of the video. I am hungry. I wanted to eat, but I wanted to do this video first. And here I am yapping. Uriah, stop it! Okay, sorry. I know this is like an hour-long video now. You know what I mean? So basically, I would like to say that this is probably a podcast right now. Not this channel, but like the videos. You know what? If I do, when I do a podcast and y'all see co-host Uriah, I thought you said you was gonna do it all by yourself. This is probably it right now. All right, this is like y'all clicked on this video. All right, this is the real Uriah. I'm here to keep it real with y'all, and we're finally out of here. Thanks. Bye.